This week on Country Music Junkies, we have the Small Town Pistols, Amanda and Tyler Wilkinson on the phone. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
Now, you guys are nominated for a Juno for Country Album of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, what was your reaction when you first heard the news that you were nominated in this category?
I think we both were just kind of, we were both pretty floored because, we just didn't know what was going to happen with Small Town Pistols, and we had put a lot of heart and soul and, blood, sweat, and tears into this record, and we knew that it talks to us, and it spoke to us musically and artistically, and we didn't know how people were going to react to this record, and especially since it's very different from anything we've both done as the Wilkinsons or even individually. So when people are sitting up and taking notice and basically, at least considering us to be one of the top, 5 albums of the year for us, it was incredible.
And pretty heady competition. I mean, we were on tour with Dean Brody last year, and he's an absolute gem of a human. And Gord has done done huge things with this record, and we're looking at the competition to mix, and it's just, I think for country music, this is an insane time right now.
Absolutely.
For Canadian country music, it's an insane time right now. So we feel very, very honored to be kind of thrown in that mix.
Well, that's great, and you are among some great, competition in terms of some great talent. So definitely, just goes to show how fans have really reacted to the new brand that you have put out there. I know this album was released just about a year ago, with singles being released a little bit before that. So let's talk about the album. You guys worked together on this project. What kind of stories and messages went into this album, Tyler? You kind of touched on the fact that it's a different phase for you guys. So what stories and messages went into the debut Small Town Pistols album?
I think, as far as stories go, there are some very true moments on this record. I think I know that living on the outside is most definitely born of honesty and things that we were going through for both of us in our lives at that time. And like I said, Peter Pan is very, very very close to Amanda. Easy as Breathing is very close to me, and I think like I said, stories, you can listen to them and you can actually hear a part of who we are, as far as certain songs. And messages, songs like Anthem of a Runaway, that's a perfect message for anybody, basically just to be who you are. And, and even if you come from a small town or you come from a place where, everybody's maybe going to tell you, no, just come on. And it's basically a call to everybody that wants to be different.
There you go. Amanda, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, for us, that's the magic of music. As songwriters, you do your best to sort of be honest in your storytelling. And not every song that you write is going to be born of personal experience. But a lot of these songs were inspired by, it's like a quarter-life crisis that Tyler and I were going through, prospectively at the time, kind of going through the crap that you go through in relationships and the bleed out of it all. And then, taking those shrapnel emotional pieces and then picking yourself back up and putting yourself back together. And I think that's the magic of music, is that, once it's out there, it was healing for us to write it. But now that we get to see people singing the songs and coming up to us at festival shows and telling us, hey, I went through this similar situation, it's symbiotic. It goes to show we all kind of drink from the same pond. We all hurt the same way. We all heal the same way.
Absolutely. Now, the album is very diverse in its sound and its vibe. You have the up-tempo songs, the ballads. Is there a song or a couple of songs that you find that the fans have really responded to?
I think, when we first released the record, there was, and even still now, there's a song called Peter Pan that, I think everybody it's just one of those songs that just has such a chorus that kind of kicks you in the face a little bit with the power and everything like that, and it's very heartbreaking tale. So I think there's a lot of people that have been there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think two songs like Tyler had mentioned, "Anthem of a Runaway." That's a tune too, where I think a lot of people are relating to it. So it kind of just, it varies, but I think Living on the Outside probably had the greatest impact. And it's hilarious for me I think Tyler can agree with this, but being able to play these songs out live this summer, doing all the big festivals, trying to watch people sing Living on the Outside, and there's this pretty prolific note that I hold, and watching people take a breath halfway through, and they're right there with me with their passion and their energy, but they just can't make it to the end, and it kills me every time. I just get this huge smile on my face afterwards. I'm like, yeah, man, you went there for it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, obviously you two have kind of come together on this project to form the Small Town Pistols. Is your dad, Steve, still involved in contributing to any of this as well? I know he was a big part of the Wilkinsons. Is he part of this chapter as well?
Yeah, he has 3 songs on. He has 3 songs on the last record.
Okay.
And Living on the Outside was one of them. And we are going into the studio to start recording our first 4 sides off the record here in the next in 2 weeks. We're going in.
Excellent.
And he, out of the first 4 we're recording, he's written 3 of those. So yeah, he's still very heavily handed in the songwriting side of things, and it's great because that's where his passion for music started, and that's where the Wilkinsons basically were born of. It was from Dad's songwriting and him kind of instilling in us a love of music. Right.
Well, that's great to still have him involved. So, if fans want to check out the debut album, they can do that, I'm assuming, online through iTunes and everything. But if they want to connect with you specifically, how can they do that?
Yeah, we have, we're actually in the throes of setting up our official website, but in the meantime, we are social media junkies, so they can check us out at our Facebook, which is Facebook.com/Small Town Pistols, and also Twitter, which is @SM Town Pistols.
Excellent. Well, fans, be sure to check them out online. Be sure to check out their debut album, Small Town Pistols, and you can catch them on the Juno Awards March 30th on CTV. Small Town Pistols, Amanda and Tyler, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.